Friends, get ready. What you're about to hear may change your perception of ordinary coins. Let's start with number 10, the 1976 Jefferson Nickel. Just think, an ordinary nickel, once unnoticed, passed around in stores, or tucked into children's piggy banks. And today, one such specimen sold for $3,500. What's the secret? Hundreds of millions of nickels were minted in 1976, and almost all of them went into circulation. People carried them in their pockets, and they wore down, losing their distinct lines. But rare specimens have survived in perfect condition, and all the steps of Monticello, the so-called full steps, are clearly visible on the reverse. And this is precisely what makes this coin a true gem of a collection. Amazing, isn't it? A nickel, once a piece of change, can now be worth thousands of dollars. And that's just the first coin on our list. The second coin on our list is a 1985 Jefferson Nickel, which sold for $4,500. In 1985, America was alive with the sounds of rock and roll and Michael Jackson's early hits, and millions of nickels were in circulation. What's so special about this coin, you might think? But it's precisely in these details that the real treasures are hidden. Most of the 1985 coins ended up in wallets, were lost in circulation, and quickly lost their clarity. But a few rare specimens have survived in perfect condition, bearing the hallmark full steps. This means that all the steps of the staircase are clearly visible on the back of the Monticello, with no erased lines. Collectors hunt for such specimens because they are extremely rare. And one such nickel was once sold for $4,500. Imagine, just 5 cents that turned into the price of a used car. Stories like these show that every coin can hold a secret and unexpected value, and it gets even more interesting. The third coin on our list is a 1975 Jefferson Nickel, which sold for $4,500. At first glance, it's an ordinary nickel, but collectors immediately recognize its uniqueness. This piece retains the perfectly clear Monticello relief, and the metal is in pristine condition, a rarity that's extremely rare. What makes this coin special is that its lines, details, and steps on the reverse look practically new. For collectors, it's like finding a true treasure, a coin that's not only beautiful but also incredibly valuable. Imagine, a nickel, once a pocket change, today sells for $4,500. Each find becomes a story you'll want to treasure and share with others. The next coin on our list is a 1986 Jefferson Nickel, which sold for $4,500. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary nickel, but a true collector will immediately notice its distinctive features. This example retains the perfect Monticello reliefs and crisp lines that make it a rarity among the many nickels of that year. Interestingly, the 1986 year isn't considered particularly rare for general circulation, but mint-condition coins from this year are extremely rare. These specimens attract the attention of collectors and investors, demonstrating that even an ordinary coin can become truly valuable. Imagine, a nickel that was once simply kept in wallets sold for $4,500. This nickel proves that every detail matters, and that perfect condition can transform an ordinary coin into a treasure. The next coin on our list is a 1970 Jefferson Nickel, which sold for $4,600. What makes this coin special? Despite 1970 being a typical minting year, this example retains the stunning clarity of Monticello detail and relief, which is extremely rare. The metal retains its original luster, and the step lines on the reverse are clearly visible. Collectors value these coins not only for their preservation, but also for their unexpected investment value. A nickel, once simply exchanged for change at the store, is now valued at $4,600. This nickel is a shining example of how an ordinary coin can become a true treasure for true collectors. The next coin on our list is a 1953 Jefferson Nickel, which sold for $7,250. 1953 is a year that attracts collectors not only for its rare vintages but also for its impeccable condition. This example is impressive because the metal is virtually free of wear, and the Monticello relief is clearly visible, with each step on the reverse seemingly polished by time. For collectors, such coins are a true treasure. They demonstrate that even a coin minted over 70 years ago and intended for regular circulation can become a highly valuable treasure, worth thousands of dollars. Imagine, a simple nickel worth 5 cents sold for $7,250. This specimen is proof that perfect condition and rare features can transform any coin into a true masterpiece. The next coin on our list is the 1949 Jefferson Nickel, which sold for $7,750. What makes this nickel so special? This example has preserved the perfect lines and relief of Monticello, and the metal remains virtually unblemished. Every detail on the reverse is so clear that it appears as if the coin had just been minted. 1949 coins are rare in this condition, making them especially prized by collectors. This nickel is an example of how an ordinary coin can become a true treasure. Imagine, a nickel that was once simply thrown into a pocket today sold for $7,750. Such a find is sure to surprise even the most seasoned collectors. The next coin on our list is a 1952 Jefferson Nickel, which sold for $6,300. At first glance, it's an ordinary nickel, but its value lies in the details. This example retains the crisp Monticello relief and full steps on the reverse, which is extremely rare. The metal appears virtually new, with no noticeable signs of handling. Collectors know these coins are a real find. Every detail, every line transforms an ordinary nickel into a precious treasure, capable of astonishing any collector. Imagine a nickel worth 5 cents that was once kept in a wallet selling for $6,300. This specimen proves that rarity and perfect condition can work wonders. The next coin on our list is a 1946 Jefferson Nickel, which sold for $13,250. What makes it truly special? This nickel looks as if it was just minted. The metal is almost new, and the Monticello relief is incredibly clear, which is extremely rare for coins of this age. It's like a keeper of history, having survived decades without a single flaw. Collectors call such specimens collection gems because they demonstrate how an ordinary coin can become a true legend. You never know what might be hidden behind a nickel. Sometimes it's a rarity worth paying a fortune for. Imagine that a nickel that could have found its way into anyone's wallet after World War II is now worth $13,250. It's not just a coin, it's a piece of history that has survived almost perfectly to this day. And finally, the last coin on our list is a 1958 Jefferson Nickel, which sold for $13,500. This coin is a true triumph for collectors. It's striking at first glance. The metal gleams, the Monticello relief is detailed down to the smallest detail, and every step on the reverse is perfect. This combination of preservation and rarity is extremely rare, but the value of this coin lies beyond its appearance. It's a coin that has endured for decades, preserving its uniqueness and beauty. For collectors, it's like opening a time capsule, an ordinary nickel transformed into a treasure capable of astonishing anyone. Just imagine a nickel that once sat in people's pockets has now sold for $13,500. It's finds like these that make collecting a true adventure and prove that in the world of coins, every detail matters. So, that concludes our top 10 Jefferson Nickels, from the common coin to the true treasure. Which of these coins did you like the most?